Hello everyone, my name is Nathan, and today it's time for the second episode in our Oxygen Not Included Spaced Out DLC adventure. First of all guys, I want to thank you so much for the support on the first episode. This is why you are getting an episode right away. I was planning on another video, but you guys absolutely deserved a second episode right away. Thank you so much. Everyone is asleep right now, and we've left the previous episode with the knowledge that we are running out of water. There's still a little bit of water that we could utilize, so that is probably one thing I want to initiate right away. Let's go ahead and set up a ladder right here. And I just want to make sure that I can build this tile up so we have some more water at our disposal again. We are also going to tap into this pool of water before we actually have to take care of water production ourselves. At the moment we are researching the metal refinery. The way I'm probably gonna do this in the beginning is by using the cold biomes to keep things cool. We definitely should make use of that in this playthrough. Another thing I probably want to do is set up some more composts, seeing that these guys only give me 100 grams per second of dirt, and I would like to have a little bit more of that. I also just saw that we got one of these plug slots actually trapped in our farm tile. I wonder if we can go ahead and just kill this guy off. Yeah, looking good. We still have two of them trapped, and they already laid an egg for the next generation. Now, one thing that is not taking too much work and that should be prioritized a bit better is our farm. And since we don't have a farmer yet, Joshua might have to take over this job. So for the time being, we are gonna up the priority for farming for Joshua. Wow, this went fast. We actually almost used up the entirety of the water here. So let me set up another pitcher pump in this place. That seems to be fine, and we're getting rid of this oxalite. Whoops, we got a little bit of polluted water in the joint. However, I don't think it does matter with the pitcher pump, since they can either take polluted water or normal water from it. Now, another thing I would like to see is actually an additional deodorizer. We need to spread these out all over the place. We're gonna go ahead and connect this with a wire, and soon enough we're gonna be swimming in clean oxygen. It is cycle 12 and we have access to new duplicates. Now these are really interesting, especially Liam, who already comes with the super duper hard digging skill unlocked. However, at this point I would also be interested in an actual cook, someone who likes to cook. He can also do some farming whenever he doesn't need to cook. Ruby is a binge eater, not my favorite stress reaction though. But let's do this. Ruby, you are gonna join the cause. Yes. He of course comes with a skill point right away, which we're gonna place into grilling, and we're gonna give him the appropriate hat. This is then going to allow us to have a look at the electric grill, and what we want to do is cook up the bog jelly we get from the bog plants. We want to cook these forever and also cook these forever, so whenever we have the raw resources we're gonna cook them up right away. And another thing we need to do is have a look at the consumables here. Because now with the cook we don't want anyone to eat up the meat, and we also don't want people to eat the bog jelly just yet. In the priorities, Ruby shouldn't be building and digging too much. However, he should be taking care of the cooking first of all, and then the farming second of all. Or actually, let's do this the other way around, since there could be a lot to cook and I want my plants to always be tended to. This also means Joshua doesn't need to take care of the farming any longer. Naturally, this also means we want another bed in the joint. That is going to be very important. And we still have a large enough bathroom. They can take care of that in shifts. There we go, that's what I'm talking about. Ruby is already cooking up some stuff, and he first took care of the plants that needed irrigation. Absolutely wonderful. Oh, one thing I totally forgot is to set up another mess table for Ruby. Gonna do that. By the way, I'm gonna rearrange a whole bunch of things. Right now, everything is more or less temporary. I want this base to look absolutely fabulous in the end. But survival in this new DLC is a little bit different, and I want to make sure we get this managed. One tiny little thing we could do in order to help out with the heat. It's not gonna help much, but you know, at this point actually every little bit helps in order to keep the base warm. So light it is for my precious duplicates in the mess hall. I have to help out a little bit with the water distribution. At the moment we don't have a lot of water in these tiles, so I wanna make sure this is distributing a little bit better and we can pick up more. Ah, there we go. The smelting research has been completed. There is another research I want to dive into right away, considering our water issues. That research is actually this guy here, the sludge press. Separates mud and other sludges into their base elements. So we're talking dirt and water, two valuable resources we need right now. Ashcan has earned another skill point, and of course we want to go into field research right away. Ooh, this setup actually changed a little bit. Yeah, we don't need the telescope right away, so we're gonna get into field research, and of course he's also gonna get an upgraded hat. Now, the bog bucket's growth rate isn't that high. I believe we are going to need a couple more farm tiles. We should have the necessary resources now with our new farmer slash cook, so that I don't worry to take away from the other jobs. Wonderful. Everyone is asleep. Another successful cycle. Nobody died. Another research knocked out. That is going to be majorly important, the ability to pump liquids around the base. Nicola has earned another skill point. Of course, we're gonna go into super duper hard digging. Look at how much morale they have. I don't really need more of it right now, so we don't have to focus on morale. Ooh, hazmat digging. Intriguing. Yeah, let's go ahead and dive into that. You are also gonna get a upgraded hat. I'm also gonna set up a pneumatic door right here, push these guys back so that I can have 2 farms of the same size. Door is in place, which means we can set up all of these farm tiles, and I believe, yeah, right now we're waiting for more seeds. Yes, filtration research is completed. Let's have a look at that sludge press. Right here in the refinement tab, we have it. It requires 120 watts of power, so that is gonna be a little bit of an issue. For the time being, I'm gonna set this bad boy up right here. This is definitely not the final spot, but we need to get things going. We're gonna power it up right away. And another thing we need to take care of course, is the plumbing. So a bunch of pipes it's gonna be, and can we? Yeah, we already have some granite. Gonna take the output slot and bring this all the way down to this spot with a liquid vent right there. This setup is also gonna make the sludge press stop at a certain point when we have enough liquid in this pool. In the sludge press, I only want to set up mud to dirt and water. I don't want to take the polluted mud and get polluted water out of it. And we're gonna set this recipe to go forever. This is gonna give us a lot of dirt and the much needed water. In the meantime, I think I want to set up a second battery. We have optimal space for that. Now, at this point of time, there's one more thing we need to take care of. And slowly but surely, yeah, we can see it. We are getting some germs in here. And of course, I don't want that. So what we're gonna set up is a waste room. The way we are going to do this is probably with a ladder going down here, so we have good access to it. I also want to open this up. I probably want to set up a door right here and make this a proper washroom. Is this the 16 tiles that I needed? Yes, indeed. Okay, let's set up some doors. And then I believe at this spot here, I want to set up a bottle emptier, and we want to make sure that we get rid of the polluted water that we are accumulating here. For instance, this here is coming from our wash basin, and this is full of germs, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, not good. There's also polluted dirt everywhere coming from the toilets, and I don't want that to necessarily be used in my base or just hang around and off-gas in my base. So the way we are gonna solve this for now is by setting up another storage bin, and I want to accumulate some stuff in there. Actually, let me think. Yeah, this needs to be submerged in water so it doesn't off-gas any polluted oxygen with germs in them. I even want to take more measurements and set up another deodorizer right here. I think this is absolutely necessary right now. Now, another thing we could already set up is a wire going through here. So we can actually access these plug slugs in the night. They have the tendency to go to the wires and sleep there. So we have 2 of them in here. I believe this is going to be a door. And that means we're gonna take up these 2 tiles, which is still possible. Let's go ahead and do something like that. And then we can dig this up and set up another door here. That is gonna be absolutely perfect. I'm actually also gonna allow myself to have a look downstairs and maybe pick up some bog jelly and whatever we can find there. It's not gonna be reliable power, but a little something extra never hurts. However, what I really want to hurry up with is this system right here, and I just see this doesn't have the right priority. I want this to be 8. Otto earned a new skill. Who are you? Another digger, of course, but we can use that. There we go. My storage is in place. Absolutely wonderful. What we want to do is have a look at organic, and we want to collect polluted dirt. Now, the way I think we can solve that is setting this to priority 1, and then we want to set this to sweep only. Now we're gonna check out where we have our polluted dirt. So in this tile, and this tile here. That means I want to sweep up a couple of things, and I'm gonna make sure that this has priority 9. Right? No, actually we need to set this to a higher priority. Yeah, let's set this to priority 9, but sweep only. And then with priority 9 sweeping, we're gonna attempt to only pick up the polluted dirt that is actually contaminated. We want to bring away the germy polluted water as well. So I'm also gonna make this priority 9 sweep only, and we want to do polluted water, that's for sure. And our polluted water is only this one here at the moment. Yeah, sweep that, priority 9. There we go, that's what I'm talking about. Now, this is going to be churmy water, and soon enough we're gonna have this crisis averted before it becomes a real problem. Joshua has earned another skill point as well. I'm gonna go right into improved carrying to plus 800 kilograms of carrying capacity. I just love it. New printables are available. However, right now I really don't want another duplicant. We need to be careful about this. Sand is gonna be useful. We don't have too much of it, and we desperately need it as a filtration medium. We have our first guy with hyperthermia. That is not good. Maybe now it is really time to get into heating up the base a little bit. The way I believe we might be able to do this is by increasing the room size here to 16 tiles, and then we're gonna set up a refinery here, send the hot liquid through there, let it heat up the rooms a little bit. We can also see my germ plant worked and the germs are diminishing a little bit. Great stuff. And now look at this, we are actually gaining a little bit of power from the plug slots. I like them. This guy didn't have enough to eat, so that's why it's not producing an awful lot of power. Somehow, for the time being, I have to get rid of this polluted water, so we're gonna dig down a little bit. And look at this animation, this is just... I just love the clay animations, they are absolutely wonderful, and we can see the water is incoming. Looks like we used too cold mud. I had no idea this was a problem. Okay, so did we get some ice? I think it already might have melted, but that is one interesting mechanic. So with that problem arising, I think what I want to do is get down here at this point and then also place the pitcher pump a little further down. And come on guys, somebody has to mop this up so we can at least save a little bit of it. Yeah, there we go, thank you so much. Somewhat want to complete this bedroom again in the next cycle, and then I guess we need to fix one of these pipes. Maybe we should set that to a higher priority in case this happens more often. Looks like we got the room at the bottom prepared. It is now time to dive into the metal refinery. I would like to set this up right here. Now, how much power is this actually gonna require? 1.2 kilowatts, so it's definitely not something I want to run all the time. So actually, before we dive into that, what we should be doing is place a rock crusher in order to get the initial refined metals going. Rock crusher only takes 240 watts of power. Currently, our load is a potential of 460, so we can definitely afford that a lot better than the refinery. Of course, we're also gonna need conductive wires, so there's a little more research to do until we get there. Now, one more thing I would like to change for the priorities is actually toggling. I want Joshua to take care of that as well since he's our runner. The rock crusher is in place. We're gonna refine some cobalt ore for the time being. Let's maybe do 10 crafts or so, giving us a cool 500 kilograms. Nice, we're actually back to 6.2 tons of dirt, so there's no reason not to do any research at this point. One thing we might require very soon is the liquid reservoir, so that's going to be my next research, especially for the refinery setup that I want to get set up as soon as possible. We can now see the liquid vent here is overpressured, which means this is all stuck and nobody is going to use the sludge press anymore until we're missing the liquid again. Hold the phone. Did I store... Yeah, liquefiable... that was a mistake. I should not store liquefiable in these containers. So priority 9, please mop this all up. It doesn't matter too much. We can have a mix of liquids at the bottom without hurting the infrastructure too much. Joshua is already taking care of our rock crusher. Wonderful. That theoretically means we have access to automation. Wow, check this out. New printables and coming with mechatronics engineering. That is absolutely insane. However, it's just too early and I have nothing that isn't being taken care of at the moment. So we're gonna go with Murph leaf seeds. I finally managed to separate the plug slots and still give them access to 2 pieces of wire. So the perfect scenario in this case. At this point, I'm actually really tempted to dive back into the research and find the insulated tile. We don't need to do a lot of research in order to get that. Maybe a space heater could be useful just in order to keep the cold at bay. It is getting worse and worse. They actually have to sleep at minus 2.7 degrees. Just imagine that. Research is completed, so we can take care of the next most pressing issue, which is the cold. And I would like to build these out of igneous rock. That's just the best standard material for that. So we definitely want this area to be not as cold. We have the rock crusher to help heat things up here at the bottom. However, the bedroom and the mess hall should be a little bit warmer. So for the time being, I'm just gonna make a tiny corner. And I guess we first want to make sure that everything here is being mopped up. So let's go into priorities and make this a little bit higher. At this point, just because I can, I'm also gonna get a wire on top of here so we can plug into these two plug slugs. Ruby earned a skill point. Who are you? The cook. Should we go into grilling too? Or maybe into farming at this point? Yeah, I believe the electric grill is enough. Let's give him a farming skill. Great stuff. Things are coming along. Let me actually have a look at the research. I believe here at the bottom, well, right now we are we researching anything? No. What I wanted to get into a little bit is automation, and we have the thermosensor. That's what I'm looking out for. We can also use the gas reservoir and everything else we get here. Yeah, eventually we're gonna use that, but let's go ahead and research this next. We are also going to try and complete this room, take everything apart. Actually, I'll let them build first. Ah, Ruby, why did you have to do that? Got himself trapped. That is not good. We need to make sure he gets out of there ASAP. There we go. Oh man, sometimes these guys. Wonderful. Research has been completed. It is now time to heat things up a little bit. This is gonna be very temporary, since once we have this heated up, we shouldn't be running into too many issues after that. Well, you get the gist. Everything is temporary as of this point. Within the utilities section, we have the space heater. I'm gonna set this up right here. And then within the automation, we have the thermosensor. So maybe I wanna sense whatever we have going on here. And then we also already have access to a little bit of refined metals, as you can see right there, which we're gonna use to hook this up. We're also already gonna bring over the power right there. My food is also gonna move at some point, but in order to rearrange everything, I actually will want to dig up some more stuff and make myself the space for it. Wonderful, thermosensor is in place, and I wanna send a green signal and turn this on as long as we are below 10 degrees. In the meantime, I'm slowly gonna make my way towards the bottom here in order to keep insulating my base. And voila, space heater is actually already enabled, and now that it is getting nighttime, I don't want anyone to go on the hamster wheel. We have the plug slugs in order to do so. I also set up another storage that we're gonna use for liquefiable materials at the moment, and I'm only gonna do sweep only because I have some ice at the bottom here that I wanna get rid of, for instance. Also, I think for the next day, I might want to expand my bedroom a little bit so we can accommodate another bed. And this new duplicant, I would prefer to be an operator. So we can already start working towards mechatronics engineering and stuff like that. Maybe we should have taken the other duplicant from before. That was really an interesting option. But you know, not being cautious enough in this DLC might just kill us. I don't want to risk that. I think in terms of batteries, we could use another one, especially during the nighttime. At the moment, I'm wasting a little bit of energy from those absolutely lovely critters. Ashcan already earned another skill point, and I think I want to complete his research tree right off the bat. So this is another problem we won't have to think about in the future. Yeah, generally I'm happy with the progression we've made today. However, the arrangement of my base is something that I want to tackle very soon and kind of allocate the space for permanent setups. And then it's going to be time to automate everything we can possibly automate. Next blueprint is ready. Looking at the duplicants, I don't want them. I'm gonna go for the coal in this case. We have absolutely no coal available in this world. This might come in handy in certain cases. In terms of research and as a preparation for the next episode, I definitely want to finish the sanitation research. So we should be able to make a proper bathroom soon, and another worry is out of the way. Ooh, Nicola earned another skill point yet. Not bad. Super duper hard digging. Get that out of the way, and now we should be able to penetrate everything. Wow, research really doesn't take a long time. Really proud of Ashcan at this point. Before we wrap up this episode, I would like to take care of the room below here, so we can get rid of all the materials that are laying on the floor, some of which I will have to sweep up still, but I don't want any non-germy polluted dirt to end up in the polluted dirt chest. That is just gonna be a waste. Let's maybe make this a priority. We want to go ahead and empty this room out. One of the wash basins is still gonna survive this way. And now wherever we have the tiles dropping, we of course want to replace them immediately, so we can utilize the machinery on the top. Oh, are you serious? We have someone trapped. No, he's not gonna be trapped for long. And just like that, we have an almost clean floor. I'm still gonna sweep up these guys, but now I have a clean floor, and it's gonna be easier to separate the germy stuff from the non-germy stuff. Maybe another thing we can already prepare is the actual room sizes. So what we're probably gonna end up is a bunch of tiles here. I want this to be double layered just for symmetry's sake. We can get rid of those tiles, maybe add another tile here. This is gonna be an entire mess hall room once we have this heated up a little bit. It's actually already looking better in certain areas. Look at this, 11 degrees, wonderful. And the heat of course isn't gonna seep through anymore. We might also want to go ahead and already prepare the upper area here. I'm just gonna dig out 2 tiles. Now a lot of that is gonna fall down. So all of that is actually gonna be dropping down at this point. So maybe it wouldn't be the worst ideas to tile this up with a bunch of insulated tiles. And we're also gonna set up a ladder at this point so we can conveniently do this. I'm also gonna go ahead and set up another flooring right here, and maybe the next one we can already do as well. So this is gonna allow us to basically start rearranging a couple of the things we have going on in our base already in the next episode. Maybe make a bunch of permanent setups. Yeah, I really like it. I think it's a solid point to go on in the next episode. Alright then, with things a little bit more established, I believe we should be able to wrap up this second episode. If you enjoyed this and want this to be a really long-lasting series, don't forget to support it by commenting and liking, but I would also really appreciate a subscription if you feel like I deserved it. Thank you so much, guys. With that out of the way, thank you so much for watching, have a great time, and hopefully I'm going to catch you in the next one. Bye bye.